Today on Fundamentals, we talk about the new Daredevil trailer, the Superman 4K trailer that brings us a couple new shots, and the Wolfman spoiler-free review, and so much more. Hey.
Heyo.
So, man, I cannot wait to talk about probably like the most talked about thing on the internet right now that everybody's so excited about. But let's go ahead and jump into some Marvel.
All right, let's do it.
March cannot get here soon enough.
Is this the
Uh,
most talked about thing? Not the whole TikTok being
this.
down for a day and then coming
Oh,
back up? That's
no,
not
no, no, no,
that's
no.
not the
I'm
most
not.
talked about thing? No, no. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm talking about the most
Yeah.
talked about important thing.
Ah,
Daredevil Born Again. We got a
yeah.
new trailer last week that, oh my gosh. If the show just carries on the vibe that the trailer does, then we're good.
It's
We're
gonna be
great.
bloody. It's gonna be gruesome. It's gonna be everything we want it to be.
Yes. I think this is probably the most violent trailer I've ever seen in the MCU.
The
Like,
amount of breaking bones and blood.
yes.
But it's also funny because like the majority of the time you see Daredevil and
Mm,
Wilson Fisk, talking inside of a diner, but it's those
right.
like little flashback moments that you get like that blood and that gore and you're like,
Mhm.
oh, it
Yeah.
looks so good.
And man, there's so many because of this trailer, so many theories out, so many people trying to guess, different things that's going to happen. One of the most talked about things of this trailer, I think, is Karen and Foggy going to die or are they going to survive? Because we don't get to see them much in the trailer, but what we do,
Mhm.
they seem happy-go-lucky, and we know
Mhm.
Daredevil's not a happy-go-lucky show. But then also we hear from him and Kingpin meeting at the diner. You know, why would they be meeting when they hate each other so much? And he's not been doing Daredevil for a while, or it's going to, I'm sure it's
Mhm.
going to show us why. But like, what brings him back into being Daredevil? Better yet than his friends getting killed.
It has to be somebody died, man. Like I
Has
mean
to
honestly
be
though, like if you're saying that like hey, there was a line that was crossed and I didn't want to come back and
right.
okay, cool. And now you're focusing on your law practice and then all of a sudden now you're getting back into it. Unless these
Right.
are flashbacks of like before, and
Yeah.
then like him meeting the Punisher is real time, but
Yeah.
I don't
I don't
know.
know.
I think it is one of them has to die, I think,
I think so too,
in
and I
order
think
to at least bring him back.
I don't know if it's been, like, discovered or not, but I wanna say I heard, I don't know how official this is, so take it with a grain of salt, but I think Karen's only supposed to be in 3 episodes. Yeah.
Hmm.
I think that's I don't know if that's rumor or I don't know if that's leaked memos that got out or what, but I don't know. Uh, I don't know, but man, everybody looks great in this. It's so good to see Punisher, John Bernthal back on screen. We get to see Bullseye
Yeah.
back, and we know like there's a good time gap here that since because I mean this is
Mhm.
picking up now after season 3 of the Netflix series. They've made this
Mhm.
canon, but there's a pretty good sized time gap because they also talk about how they both have moved up in the world. We
Yeah.
see I think we see Kingpin last in of Echo. She's getting ready to think to run for mayor, and he's already
Yeah. He
mayor in
he made
this.
that decision to
Yeah,
run for mayor at the
right,
end credits or whatever the last season of
right,
or the last episode of Echo. So that's what we're like missing is like that
yeah,
time gap. All right. So like what happened? You see him now out of jail because the last time we saw him,
hmm
um in Daredevil and the
season
Netflix
3.
series,
Yeah,
he was getting arrested with Vanessa, right? Like
I
that was
believe
the
so.
last thing that we saw.
Yeah,
And I mean, we know time has passed because
right,
we saw his daughter shoot him in the face and then him come back and Echo and have that like artificial eye and stuff.
right.
So um yeah, it's a lot of questions of okay,
It
so
is.
that happened and now we're here. We got to see a little bit of kind of like piquing our interest of cameos. So we got to see one of the oh, shoot, I totally forgot Luke Cage's club.
Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
And like here's the thing, like out of that series besides Daredevil and Punisher, Jessica Jones is probably the third most loved, and then you can't have Jessica Jones without Luke Cage or Luke Cage without Jessica Jones. So to me,
Mhm.
by seeing Luke Cage's that area from his that club from his show, you have to
Yeah.
say Jessica Jones is in there.
Yeah.
Uh,
So in Times Square is where you saw like that little like poster
yes,
for his club. Do we think that is just like a hey, he's still here? Or do we think that we're actually going to get to see him? And
right.
I really do think that we are going to see Jessica Jones. And then, do you think that we're going to see the Purple Man in this?
I don't know.
Do you think
I
David
don't.
Tennant's going to show back up? Like, I love David Tennant, and I would
Oh
love
yeah,
to see David
yeah,
Tennant.
yeah.
Yeah, I think he played an amazing Purple Man. So,
They, th- there's so many possibilities for this show. It's insane, like truly
mhm.
insane.
Yeah.
Uh, and God, because we've also, I mean, just where we've seen Matt Murdock. We've seen him as She-Hulk, we've seen him as Spider-Man, No Way Home,
Hmm.
and then obviously, you wonder now, he's been focusing on his law, job, his career. I mean,
Hmm.
business, and like who has he represented? Because like for Kingpin, say I've noticed you moved on up in that. What big names has he been representing now? He's actually getting paid. Uh,
Yeah.
so I don't know, man. There's so many. I'm so excited. Like I sat there like when that trailer came out. I think I watched it like 6 times in a row. And then also like what else would bring Kingpin and him together than more likely Muse killing somebody? You know,
Mm.
like Muse looks like a sick villain. Like
Yeah.
like, I know he looks super comic accurate, but, I mean, he looks scary. I mean, he looks like somebody you would not wanna run into if it was real. Uh,
Oh no, absolutely not. Not with the amount of blood and everything. Like he drains his victims to use their blood as
for
like
the artwork?
artwork. Oh
Yeah,
my God. And to
yeah.
see like in the trailer you got to see like people, strung up. And then you're like, "Oh, is he draining them with for their blood?"
I don't
Like,
know. Well, you get to see Matt, like, take one guy and just jump on his leg and just snap the leg too, and
yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh." Like, this truly is, I think, the most gruesome, bloody violent MCU
Mhm.
trailer ever to date. But like I think us before this show has came out, we need to see that. We needed that reassurance, especially knowing that they filmed half of this show and then they completely drew back and redid it,
Mhm.
you know.
Because
And
it wasn't going to be canon, and then they were like, "Hold
right,
up. Like I
right.
think that we should just make it canon. Like
Yeah.
it's good." And that's when Karen and Foggy came back into
Right,
the
because they weren't
show.
initially in the first right.
Correct.
So that's another
Right.
thing is like, well, if they brought them back because it's canon, they bring them back just to kill them off. Or like, I don't know. Oh, I got so many questions, but it's almost there. It's almost there.
Yeah. And the good news is that Charlie Cox actually said that they're going to start filming the second season before the first season even airs on March 4th. So we know
Yeah.
that
Oh, yeah.
that's probably going to be coming out in the following year or next year rather, since we are in the new year.
Well, I mean, we might as well say we already know this, but like Daredevil, when it comes out, it's going to be the most successful Disney Plus MCU project to date from Disney Plus being created. Like
Right. So
I
we know
call it.
that
I think it will be.
that's going to be good. In what 9 days now we have that Spider-Man series that's coming
Yep.
out.
Friendly Neighborhood
So
Spider-Man. Yep.
man, like
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see
I'm
because
I'm
we
ready.
have the Marvel zombies that everybody's been like super hype up about. So
Yep.
I think we have a lot coming this year that
We
is
do.
going to be really great. But I do think that Daredevil is going to be top tier and is going to
Oh
be up
yeah.
there, at least top three.
Yeah.
Calling it
Yeah.
now, top three.
Top one, but anyway. Yeah.
Top one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm calling it now. I'm gonna say it's gonna be top one. Most successful, most watched, most viewed, most streamed, whatever. But
Yeah, because the
s-
trailer itself has already
mm,
broken records.
right.
So,
Speaking of other things in Disney Plus and MCU, Vision Quest is going to have a character reprised that probably is not on the forefront of anybody's mind at all. But from 2008 Iron Man movie, Ferran Tahir that plays in the Ten Rings, he is actually
mhm,
like I think it's confirmed that he is actually reprising his role in Vision Quest.
damn,
Yeah.
that's okay.
So we know, he was part of the Ten Rings. We know at the end of, Shang-Chi, his sister takes over the Ten Rings. Like, I
Mhm.
wonder if they're gonna start tying more projects in together into this and how it's gonna play in. I have no idea. Makes obviously, like, leaves you so much room to wonder what's gonna happen. Uh, But I don't know. Do you think like maybe the Ten Rings will be after everybody might be on a deal of trying to control the new White Vision and use him as a weapon, or
I mean, that would make sense if he's just like
yeah,
computerized and doesn't really have much of a brain. I mean, at the time that we saw him in WandaVision, now
right,
he has more
memories and
thoughts. And
yeah,
yeah, exactly. So
and he's had
maybe
some
he's
time
going
to
to be
process it.
harder to. Right, he very much does, but like we know Infinity Ultron is kind of still a thing, so
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know. I
I
don't
don't
know,
know.
man. Like
You think we'll
I
ever
think
get
that
an
they're gonna
Infinity
try to.
Ultron on live action?
Fingers crossed over here.
I mean, I'm not gonna
I
lie, that
mean,
would be
like if we
crazy to
get it in
see.
Secret Wars, we
Yeah.
have like a lot of projects coming up, and we got
Oh
to kind
man.
of see him in What If season 3, right?
Mhm.
So it's on the forefront now of everybody's minds again.
Right.
So I hope that we do get to see him again.
I love me
But
some Paul Bettany, and I love him as Vision, but if we
yeah.
do get, like, a version of Infinity Ultron in Secret Wars, it should be
Hmm.
only right to let Ross Marquand voice him since he's the one that's been carrying his voice through the whole What If series with him. I think that's
Do
only
you think
fair.
they're gonna let him like do the whole get up and everything? Oh,
Oh, did not mean to do that.
that's okay.
Yeah. I will,
Do you
I'll cut
think
that
he's
part
gonna
out.
do the whole?
Sorry, go
Do you
ahead.
think he's gonna be able to do the whole like get up, or like for
Uh,
Ross Marquand? Do you think they're gonna have
oh,
him
yeah,
do
it's
that, or
true.
do you think they're just yeah? Because like I
Mm.
mean, it's like if it's live action, it's gonna be live
It
action,
still needs to
right?
be
So
Paul Bettany's face kinda, don't it? So they may just let him do it.
I mean, it
Yeah.
doesn't have to be like there.
Sure.
It's the same thing with like Black Panther. If we do get a new Chadwick
T'Challa. Yeah.
Boseman T'Challa, yeah, he's not gonna have the same face. So
Sure,
like if
sure.
we have a Red Skull, even with Ross Marquand,
Yeah,
right? Like
yeah.
it's a different face. So
Yeah. I mean, if it comes from another universe, I think they could get away with using Ross Marquand's face
yeah,
then. Yeah, for sure.
yeah,
Just don't
yeah.
let it be our White Vision. Just let it be some kinda cool glimpse from another multiverse, him in Secret Wars.
Hmm.
That would be sick to see in live action, though. You're right. I never really thought
I
about
don't
that
know.
till
I don't
now,
know, man.
but
I'm just throwing things out there. Marvel gods,
right.
hear me, hear me roar. But
Uh, but, so last week we said something about Captain America: Brave New World's runtime being released, 2 hours, 15 minutes. I was
right, and you
super
said it was 1 minute longer
yes,
than what was it?
yes, because
Winter Soldier or
Winter Soldier, because that's what it said on
yeah,
IMDb, okay? That's what it said on
uh
IMDb.
huh.
Well, now that
And we
tickets are
had
on sale
Richard Nebbins. He was the
yeah,
one that released that
yeah.
the direct.
So
But
two sources that I mean are typically solid, but I guess things can change. But now that
yeah,
ticket sales are out and the ticket sales show the runtime of the movie, I think AMC
yep.
was the first one to drop it. It is now an hour and 58 minutes, which now makes it the shortest Captain America movie. Uh, you know,
How you feeling over there, Big Bud? You okay? You good?
it's
Oh
still,
no.
it can still be good. It can still be good.
I'm
Uh,
happy that it's shorter.
oh, I'm sure you are.
I already bought my tickets. Like, I'm already ready to go.
Right,
I
right.
already pre-ordered my ticket. I pre-ordered AD's ticket so we can go at like the same time because we're going to be in
Mhm.
two different states. And like, I'm ready to go and see it, but I'm happy that it's shorter just because I don't have any expectations of it being good.
Yeah, I mean, there's certain things I found out this past week that's like, ugh, kind of got me stressed out a little about it, you know. I mean, like they're
I
having
mean, these
6 different
popcorn buckets though
oh god.
do seem dope.
Dude, yeah, popcorn buckets seem dope. We'll
Yeah.
jump into more positive things off the popcorn buckets are pretty cool. Here's one right here.
We're going to the good side of things. So this one has a detachable shield that
Yes.
they like give it to you separately. So it's still flat that you can have like a solid like popcorn bucket. And that one's like an AMC, I think exclusive, or
Mhm.
it might be AMC and like other places. But I saw that one. I thought that one was pretty cool.
It is. Then you got this one, Cap's helmet.
Yep.
Which typically, like if you can find a character now with a cool that has a cool headpiece, that's a pretty going thing now. Is a helmet as a popcorn bucket or a head or something. But
So
the
you
one
think that's a cool like headpiece that needed to be a popcorn
oh
bucket?
no, I don't think that one needed to be honest with
Okay,
you.
okay.
Like as
Just
much
like,
as I'm
oh,
excited for this movie, I am still excited for this movie. I think that popcorn bucket's kind of lame. But anyways, uh, the one that I want, and if you have this at your theater, I'm having you ship it to me. But I want this one. I couldn't find a super good
Okay.
clear image of it, but my god, this is so cool. The
Mhm.
Red Hulk, the entire body of the Red Hulk
Yeah.
pushing like a
Yeah.
giant stone, whatever,
Like
full of
boulder. Oh,
full of
yeah, so they
popcorn.
called it the popcorn tub, and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh, that's so cute because it's a little red Hulk," and he's like,
Yeah.
"Meh."
Yeah. But, no, that was pretty cool. I was pretty impressed by that popcorn bucket.
Yeah.
Actually, I would put
And
that popcorn bucket, like, ranking number 2 under Deadpool and Wolverine. Like, I think that's yeah,
oh.
I think it's pretty sick, I'm not gonna lie. I like
Do
it that
you think
much.
that the red Hulk is, like, detachable so you can have him, like, standing up on your little shelf behind you and just be, like, pushing?
Oh, I don't know. You would think it would be as big as it is so you could wash it in a dishwasher, or I guess you
I
have
don't know,
to
I would always hand wash that. I would be afraid of the
uh,
paint or something
yeah,
coming
you're
off.
right, good point.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean how I am with popcorn buckets.
Right,
I'm
right.
like, "Oh, yeah, I'm just gonna hand wash these things."
Yeah, well,
Um,
like my certain mug coffee mugs I have, I'm like, that's not going in the dishwasher."
oh,
There
yeah, no, I have, like, a set of knives that are like that,
yeah.
stainless steel knives that
Oh, yeah.
anyway, like, there are
Yeah,
certain things that do not go in the dishwasher, that would be one of them. Also, because it's kind of, like, plasticky, right? So,
yeah. That's true.
I'd be afraid that I would just,
Melt
like,
it.
ruin that shit. Yeah, oh, yeah.
'Cause the hot
There were, like, a whole bunch of posters also that came out, to keep the uptrend of
yeah,
happiness for
yeah,
Captain America. Today they had an international one release, but then like they all look cool. You have one with like Tiamat in the background, and
yeah.
um,
To
yeah,
me, that's probably my favorite one out of the new ones. I love the glare of the Red Hulk and the shield, that's pretty cool.
yeah, yeah.
Uh, I'm sorry I didn't get to the other ones.
No, no,
That
no, you're
that
fine, you're fine. There,
yeah,
I mean, like to say that there are like six that just dropped,
yeah.
that's a lot to just like flip through. So,
Yeah, yeah.
um, they're out there. Go look for them if you want to go see the, with him flying over Tiamat. It's out there. But you're saying that there were six different scriptwriters to go back down on our
Yeah,
roller
yeah, no,
coaster
no,
of.
we don't have to go back down. So, first time for everything, first time for success for everything. Uh, but yeah, so it's had 5 to 6 different script writers, some accredited help in writing on top of those 6. So it really has me wondering, like, how well the flow of this is going to be. So we talked last week about Seth Rollins was in it, now he's not. We now have
Mhm.
Giancarlo Esposito in it, and, like
How many reshoots did we have? And
yeah,
like they
quite
really
a
read.
few because and they didn't start doing reshoots till they got a first round of early screenings, and it wasn't well reviewed,
Mhm.
so then they're, like, threw in a whole bunch of other stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's, and the other crazy thing is, like, you're seeing a lot of, marketing for this, and this is probably the most marketed MCU, movie that has intertwined with, like, Tide, Baskin Robbins,
Yeah.
uh Barbasol, like all kinds of stuff, and so it's like, okay, they're marketing this thing, and you're seeing the actors as well market this thing. But one thing that's kind of weird, and like you typically do see, is the director in the marketing and talking to different interviews and stuff, and the director has been anywhere to be seen yet to talk about this or anything. So there is a first time for everything, you know.
We could be
I
surprised,
could be very surprised. So I'm hoping that it surprises everybody, including me. That
Yeah.
it flows well, everything ties in. You can't tell this is reshoots because I mean that's one issue I think I had with Falcon and Winter Soldier. I love that show, but there's a lot of things that don't work well about that show because it was
You're one
from
of the
COVID.
few. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm saying, like, I love the, idea of the show, but, like, it doesn't flow well to me because
Okay.
there are so many reshoots and things pieced together that were, like, last
Mm.
minute thoughts that were thrown in, and you can tell
Yeah.
that, which I hate because I love Bucky and I love Sam, and I wanted a good buddy cop show, which is
Mhm.
maybe the reason I didn't get a good one is why I want, like, a Red Guardian
You
and
had high
Bucky.
expectations kind of thing?
Oh, I did. I did. I
Oh.
did. Yeah.
Oh. I don't know. I just found it kind of boring to me. And um yeah, there's just
Yeah.
like a few series that I just couldn't get into. And that was like one of them. But it could be something that's good, and how we're gonna find out is we're gonna go see it. And
Yeah.
I already pre-ordered. I'm going. I'm going on the 15th, so the day after it comes out. Um, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll find out. But talking things that will be coming sooner and that I think is gonna be really good to look forward to, Friendly
Mhm.
Neighborhood Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So that will be releasing January 29th, and it has
Mhm.
been said now and confirmed that we will be getting a 2-episode premiere.
Yes.
So that seems to be a
They
new
have a little of an unusual release schedule is what I've been seeing. So they have the first two
Mm.
that come out on the 29th, and then
Uh,
everything else comes out in February. So like the third, fourth, and fifth are getting clumped together, and then the sixth and the seventh and eighth are getting clumped together, and then the ninth and 10th are getting clumped together.
oh, really?
So
That's weird.
yeah, so you're getting
Huh.
like these two, three, 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 two. So February 5th, the 12th, and then the 19th to end it all
Uh-huh.
out. Um, which is something that like we haven't really seen Disney do before. Like I don't know if it's because they don't really have high expectations for this
Mhm.
series. But yeah, they had a new poster come out that had like that like artwork that you just pulled up, and it looks really dope. Like it shows
Yeah.
like 10 different images, and it's all in like comic style.
Yeah.
Um,
Pull it up again. There it is.
yeah,
Yeah. I
it's
love the
that like
artwork. I
half
think
and
it's
half. Yeah,
unique too.
yeah,
I think they got high expectations for it. I don't think they have as high like, I don't think they're expecting this to do as well as, like, some of the main MCU stuff because this is kinda like a not I hate to use the term Elseworld since that's what DC's using, but, like, it's another multiverse. Well, kinda like you
yeah,
just said, like, I mean, this is kinda like a what if,
mhm,
Spider-Man,
yeah.
multiverse type thing. But, I mean, they got some big names in this. I mean, Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio are voicing this, Coleman Domingo. So I mean, I hope it does well. I hope it works.
The
I hope
amount of, like, possibility for this too
mm,
is just so high for me. It gives me, like, what if vibes of, like, "Oh, man, what else am I getting? Am I getting a like, a Stephen Strange, Doctor Strange," you
yeah,
know? Like, are we getting because we got to see, like, a poster that came out with, like, a bunch of different characters, and he was
right.
one of the characters that I saw, and I was like, "Oh, oh my." Like,
Yeah,
"Are we doing this? Are we going for it?" Um, I'm excited for this, and again, in 9 days, comes out. So, I'm definitely gonna watch it. I can't wait to review it with you.
yeah, me too. I don't know. I hope this is just like a test of how they're releasing the episodes, just like see how people. But I don't know. Maybe they're going to see like how many people will watch 2 to 3 episodes back to back in groups like that. I know I will. But to me, if you're
It's
going to do
me.
it, but to me, like if you're going to like drop them like that, just pull a Netflix and drop it all at once. Just
No. No, because you still gotta have that like wait,
the
it's not
anticipation
every
build up.
day like what
Yeah.
if, it's not every week like our most of our series that have come out in Disney Plus. So I think that they're trying out something new, seeing how this goes. And hopefully it gets good feedback that
Mhm.
we keep this up because every day is kind of hard to keep up, honestly, especially during the holiday season, because we're around and doing things and yeah.
Right.
Um, and then every week it's like, oh, I have to wait a week. So I mean,
I'm
for
so
this, I'm excited.
I'm just impatient. I am. But, I think that
What?
kinda
That's crazy.
yeah, not me, but, I think
You
that wraps
ready to get
it up.
into some DC?
Yeah, let's do it. So, we got a Superman trailer that was released in 4K. Uh,
Mhm.
not really nothing hugely different by no means, but we do get a couple of, better looks at Mr. Terrific and Lex Luthor, which will kinda go here. Like, here's a scene we didn't get to see, uh,
Mhm.
of Lex Luthor in this, and then the next one is this one right here of Mr. Terrific, which I don't know, like, I couldn't I had issues, like, picturing Nicholas Hoult as I love Nicholas Hoult, and I love a lot of things he's been in.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know about him being Lex Luthor, but kind of I know we don't
Did you hear that he actually like shaved his head and then put a bald cap on top of that to make it even that much more balder? Like,
No, I did not hear
I don't.
this.
Okay, so I was like geeking out when I found that out
Yeah,
because I do love Nicholas Hoult as well. He does a great Beast.
yeah,
In X-Men, right?
uh-huh,
So, knowing that I really like him as like an actor, we got to see him in Nosferatu. As much of a
yeah,
movie that I
yeah.
didn't really enjoy that as, he did a really good job, right? And I say
Wasn't
that all the
he
time.
also in Renfield with Nicolas Cage?
Yes.
Yeah, I just realized that's two like Dracula movies. It just now hit me. Sorry, I didn't mean to go off on a
No,
tangent.
no, no, you're
But
fine. I actually did talk about that with my roommate, and I told her, and we were like talking about Nosferatu, and
yeah.
then we started talking about how he was the same, like, and yeah. Anyway, he's like the next up and coming, like big bad apparently, and now
Yeah.
he is. He's really the big bad, right? He's Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, I think that like as like a techie kind of nerdy villain, like I
Uh,
think he definitely does fit into that role, like his persona and how he holds himself and how we've seen him in different roles. I think that he can pull it off. From
yeah.
the Lex Luthors that I've seen at least.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like when this trailer came out, that's what kind of sold me on it. Like, kind of see how him carries himself, how he carries himself, and moves
Hmm.
around, and his mannerisms. It seems like I know you don't get to hear him. I don't think you get to hear him talk at all in the trailer, but like just seeing him in action moving, I'm like, okay. And he seems
Hmm.
like a little on edge, Lex Luthor. So I'm like, okay, I can see this now. I think this is going to
Yeah.
work for me.
So
Uh,
who is Mr.
Terrific.
Terrific? Is that another villain?
So I don't know much about Mr. Terrific, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I
Okay.
do
I
know
didn't.
he is played by the guy that played Darwin in X-Men First Class. So he is the one that played Darwin. He could evolve into adapt to his
Absorb
surroundings.
and yeah.
Well, he had to adapt to his surroundings, and he's the one that Kevin Bacon
Mm.
killed because he's like adapt to this.
By putting the thing.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
he died.
Yeah.
It
Oh
was
man,
so
that
sad.
scene.
Yeah,
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 because he turned himself into rock and then he exploded.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was like
Okay.
his body was trying to adapt to it, but he couldn't, and so
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, so it's kinda cool to see him back in another, superhero movie playing a powered individual. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I I I think Mr. Terrific, I could be wrong, but I think he's good. I
Okay.
think.
I
Yeah,
don't know. We're gonna
I don't
see.
know.
And
I'm sure people in the
my
comments will let us know.
yeah, tell us in the comments if Mr. Terrific actually is good or if he's
Yeah,
bad. Because at this point, I don't know. Because I haven't really read comics, and Superman's a
mhm,
very comic, like it's a comic driven
right.
movie from what
Oh,
we've seen
very
with
much
Guy
so.
Gardner and everything.
Right.
So I don't know. We're gonna
Yeah.
see. I mean, that comes out in July, so there's a lot of good things coming out soon.
Yeah. Oh god, so much. And there's certain things, like DC previous universe before Gun, things that should be
Hmm.
left in the past, and some people just can't leave some things in the past. And I hate to even bring this up as a topic because god, this movie was so bad. But Andy Machete, which is the director of The Flash, just recently outspoken and said, hey, the reason The Flash bombed and didn't do well is because fans of the comic books just don't even like the character of the Flash. And now that's what he's blaming his movie of doing so bad on. But then I'm like, interesting,
Is
because how
this
many
the
seasons of
Flashpoint paradox thing that we
was it,
saw the different Batmans in? Is this that movie?
yeah, with Ezra Miller?
Oh,
Yeah, the last
mm,
Flash movie. Yeah.
yeah.
So
Okay, okay.
yeah. So, anyways, he's like, yeah, it's just because comic book fans don't even like the character of the Flash. But then I'm like, that's interesting because the most successful CW series was the Flash, that had
Right,
I can't
and
even tell you how many
loved.
seasons.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
everybody
everybody
loved
loved
that,
it. Yeah.
and then like everybody was excited for this. And I don't know. I mean,
Well,
like you also had like all of the on Max. You have all of the different Flash like paradox or otherwise like Flash movies that is on HBO Max.
right.
And
Yeah.
those are done really well, and
Yeah.
people talk about
Yep.
how well those are
Right.
done. So then they compare that to what this was, and I think
Mhm.
that's what the miscommunication is and why he's blaming this, I guess,
Oh,
on
no, he
the.
just he just made a crap movie. He just can't, be accountable for it. That's what it is. I mean, it had bad CGI, could be written better. There was a controversy with Ezra Miller, we won't get into that. There's all kinds of things of why that movie's bad. So,
Hmm.
yeah,
I
great guess.
didn't mind it, honestly. Like
Uh,
for
my
I
my
didn't
main
mind
thing
it
was the CGI. What bothered me is it made it so hard for me to watch was how poor the CGI was.
when
Like,
he
I
was in the
just
paradox and they were doing
oh,
the
all through it.
thingamabobs.
Even at the beginning when
Okay.
the babies are falling from
Oh, and he
the
puts it in the toaster oven or the microwave or
yeah,
whatever.
all
That
all
one.
all of it, like, that CGI was bad. when
Oh man, I forgot about that scene.
yeah, when you see the Elseworlds and the different characters in the multiverses, like that CGI was god awful, and yeah, there's a lot of reasons. It's not people love the Flash. People love the character of the Flash. Like every DC fan
I
I
feel like I'm gonna
know,
have to go back and watch this now.
oh,
Oh no.
I will never. Uh, I just won't. But anyways, I think it's hilarious that he won't let it go. He's still talking about it, and now that's what he's blaming the failure of the Flash on.
Just
Uh,
let it go.
yeah, yeah. But
But on other like good things that
yeah.
James Gunn is now taking over and doing, we do know that Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow has
Hmm.
officially begun
Production.
the production. Yeah, thank you. I couldn't think of filming whatever the word of the day is.
Yep.
So yeah, this is supposed to be the next thing after Superman, right?
Yes, it will release June 26th of 2026.
Okay.
Yep, and then Mike Flanagan's Clayface is slotted to hit after that, September 11th, 2026. So, but
Ooh.
yeah.
Well, no, is yeah, Clayflakes. Yeah, you're
Mhm.
right. You're absolutely right. Sorry.
No, no, no,
Yeah,
you're good.
so that's supposed to be September 11th, and then we did get some news about that dynamic duo that we talked about a couple of
Yes.
weeks ago. And that's supposed to hit theaters on June 30th,
Mhm.
2028. So this is supposed to be the duo of the two Robins.
Mhm.
So we're starting to get things coming out slotted up. So,
Yeah, and also, so like I know there's also been James Gunn made a post, I think to Instagram, maybe. I don't know, one of those social media platforms.
that's probably X, yeah.
Yeah, it may be, but people are like, if the Penguin, is in your in your realm of DC, but it's
Mhm.
Elseworld, and then what else was there? Harley Quinn, the Harley Quinn
Mm.
animated series. They're like, why are these not getting labeled with your new DC look? And he's like, actually, that's because they are in Elseworlds. He's like, we're currently in development of Elseworlds DC's own special logo, and then once
Mhm.
that actually gets created and they decide on that, then everything Elseworlds will be having this same consistent Elseworlds DC logo that he's working on currently. So, yeah. So you'll
Hmm.
know also by the logos at the beginning if there's ever any questions asked, which obviously on here we'll cover it before it comes out what part it's going to
Right.
be of. But yeah, they'll have their own Elseworlds logo and their own main timeline logo. So
But something that is supposed to be of this world, of the normal DCU, that is a part of James Gunn's DCU, is Swamp Thing. So that actually got said that that is going to actually be a part of DC, I thought.
well, I don't know. So
Oh.
James Mango spoke on that the other day, and
Hmm.
he's like this Swamp Thing of mine that I'm doing will be simple, clean, gothic horror, and he's like, but it will be a standalone. So if it's going to
Huh.
be a standalone, it makes you wonder, like, is it standalone in the main universe, but there's just going to be no tie-ins of other characters, and it won't vary into after it into other stories to be combined, or is
Hmm.
it going to be a standalone Elseworld? But James Mango did say that it's going to be a standalone. But yeah,
Huh. Because I could have sworn that James Gunn had said that that was actually going to be part of his DCU.
I know.
I don't know. I'm going to go back and review.
Well, we all
I
know.
could be completely
Well,
wrong,
we all know how they always change their minds on a million things before something's
And we
decided
don't
on.
have a date for this yet, right? Because James
No.
Gunn had said that like he wants things to have an actual script before he's gonna let it be released, which is why we're getting
Hmm.
Batman 2 constantly getting pushed back,
Now
even though they said that
2027.
it's gonna, they did say that it was gonna start getting filmed this year.
Hmm.
Um, which makes you think like, is it supposed to come out sooner? Is this like what their plan is for them to just tape Batman 2 and then just show it to James Gunn and be like, just let us have a release date in 2026? And you'd
Well,
be
this
like,
the script's not
sure.
even finished for Batman 2.
Exactly, which is why
Yeah,
you're like, it's supposed to be starting to film, like, or production or whatever quite
originally.
soon.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um, yeah,
I think it's changed completely now, and it's like, why? Because I mean, how was it been 2 years now since the Batman came out? Year and a
I
half?
think it's been 3. It was like 2020, was it
Was
not?
it really? Oh my god, I don't know. I know it's been a
hold on,
minute,
while you
and I know that it's been a minute, and I know 2027 is a long time in between the first and the second one.
yeah. Oh, it came out in 2022. So yeah, it's been 3
Ooh.
years.
I mean, like, to me, when it comes to movies that especially are highly anticipated and people are know it's gonna be world building, they don't need to
Mhm.
be no more than 2 years apart. 2 and a half.
No.
Like,
And I mean, we
that's
know the story of Batman. Like we know
yeah.
what we're supposed to be
And
getting out of this.
come
So
on, guys.
why are we waiting?
Yeah, and here's the other thing. If the Russo brothers can do Infinity War and Endgame a year apart, there's no excuse, guys.
And
No excuse.
Doomsday and Secret Wars like a year apart
Right.
from each other, and they're coming
Exactly.
out with Electric State this year because that's also Russo Bros. If we all
Yes.
forgot about Electric State that we talked about it
Yes.
like a couple of months ago at this point, um, like they're doing it, but also like obviously not everybody's the Russo Bros because they're the Russo Bros for a reason why we
Right.
know them so well.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, they set a standard, like, a very high standard in cinema, but,
Yeah, Matt Reeves. That's who
yeah.
did the Batman. Okay.
Oh, I
I
didn't
couldn't
realize you're
remember
I
the name.
didn't realize you're trying to think of it.
Yeah, because I was like, they. Who is they? Ah, it's the
That
Matt
that
Reeves.
guy.
So that guy. He's
Oh,
not Russo Bros, but he is Matt Reeves. Not
yes.
that Matt Reeves has been doing bad. It's just
No,
like, why
no.
are we waiting until 2027 to get Batman
Right.
2? I'm
Yeah.
I'm sad. I'm hurt.
Yeah. Yeah, because I am anxious to see more storytelling of that universe. Like, I really am. Even if it is an Elseworld, like, I'm intrigued. This universe has me intrigued. But if they wait too long, I may just sleep on it, forget it. So,
I
oh,
mean, we're
man.
not, but yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah, obviously, but I metaphorically.
yeah.
Oh,
But you
but
ready
you're
to talk about some Star Wars? Get into that?
yeah, let's slice it.
Yeah.
Oh, the episode finale of Skeleton Crew, the real good guys. So, did you watch this? Did you finish it?
I
Okay.
did.
I
I
figured
did.
you did. I know you've
I
been watching this
started
reluctantly.
from the beginning and I followed it all the way through. I hope you're proud of me,
I
world,
am.
because I
I'm
did it.
super
And
happy. I'm
thank you.
super
Thank you.
happy. But, he actually figured out how Wim finally figured out how to pick up a lightsaber the right way this time.
He did that.
Uh,
And
yeah.
he didn't do any slicing with it, but
He didn't,
he
thank
did.
God. I don't think we needed to see that. Plus, I think that kid's a little too young to be doing slicing. He might be traumatized the rest of his life at that
No,
age.
I think that he would have like hit the electrical board, which would have been even funnier.
Yeah,
Like if
yeah.
they just like if he was trying to, but
Mhm.
Judd Nelson's character, he was trying to force the
Oh, Jude Law?
Jude Law. Sorry,
Yeah,
what did I say? Judd Nelson? Oh my
yeah.
God. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. My brain's completely somewhere else right now. Um, Jude Law.
Oh, man.
Jesus Christ. Looks nothing like Judd Nelson, but Jude Law was using the Force to try to get the lightsaber.
Yeah.
And he was using the Force. Now all it takes is like two kids to stop him from doing that.
Yeah, yeah. And we finally get to find out, like, why he can only barely use the Force, and, he kinda tells that he was actually in a bad area, right? He wasn't being raised, he was starving, and then a Jedi came along and seen potential in him, and then as she just started to teach him, she got killed, I guess, from Order 66. Uh,
Hmm.
so, yeah, and, like, they don't go in detail who it is. I don't know if they're wanting to make you wonder and they're gonna lead into it later on.
No,
Eh,
I think that
or do you
they
think they
pretty
just
much
kinda
just
left it
said,
vague and, like, it's not
yeah,
important. Let's just run with it.
yeah.
I think this was a fun series for younger audience. Uh, it didn't tie in a lot of anything else. So therefore
Mm-mm,
it didn't really leave people to be able to pick this apart and judge it and scrutinize it. But, yeah, for
mm.
bringing a younger audience to liking Star Wars or, like, an introduction into it, I think it was good. I think it was fun. A good coming of age story.
We were hoping for At Atten to be like
Yeah.
run by
We I
something
want
more
it to
than it
be something
was.
bigger. Yeah. It was made
Yeah,
by a droid.
and yeah, it was run by a droid, and then I mean we got to see some X-wing fly in, and
Yeah.
that was cool.
And the droid
Um,
you kill a
The
droid that lives
Boba
on a
Fett
planet,
vehicles.
just stab it in the eyeball, and it dies.
It's dead. Yeah, and that also turns off all of the other things because that's who runs it. And then as soon as the droid gets shut down, all the other
Yeah.
droids get shut down as well as all the electricity apparently available.
Yeah, and then we see, like, I mean, they pretty much won. Jude Law, I'm assuming is going to be a prisoner, which I don't feel like this place has jails. So I don't. Maybe they're going to create make their first jail in this perfect so-called world for Jude Law. But
I don't know. I don't know if it's going to become something else
I don't know.
now that the barrier is down and they
Yeah,
destroyed the barrier
they're
apparently
exposed to
to
the
get the
galaxy.
X-wing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it happened, it's ended and
I don't know. I don't think it was that bad. I think it was fun.
no, it
I
wasn't
think
it
I think it could have
wasn't
been a lot worse. And I know I made fun of Neil before this came out so much, and then I kinda ended up
and
liking
you
the
ended up
character.
loving Neil. Yeah.
I did, but then toward the end of it, my, loving Neil kinda grew off, and I was kinda bored with
Oh,
him. And I'll tell you what,
okay.
who actually ended up being my favorite character of this whole series was KB.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah, no, she
I
she was
think
a certified badass.
yeah, she was the coolest kid out of this bunch. Whatever it is she has, I don't even know what the proper term is that she's got going on there, but
The
that's so
Cyclops.
yeah, that's so cool, and it's what keeps her alive, but there's so many cool things
Mhm.
she can do. When she took the head off of, the droid there and, flew that
33,
ship,
yeah.
yeah, it's great. I don't know, it's fun. C So, yeah, it's alright. Like I said, it was meant for way
No,
younger
I'm
age,
happy that they right, I'm happy that they did that, for the younger audience. It's
Mhm.
something that I won't be watching again.
No, no,
Started
I
it and
won't
finished
rewatch
it,
it.
and,
Yeah,
it was a watch. It was something
yeah.
that I watched.
There's not a whole
I
lot of
don't know how
news.
I just feel about it.
It's not a whole lot more news in Star Wars. One thing is Daniel Rickman, who is like one of the most trusted sources that leaks stuff out there. Usually, he's majority of the time right with his stuff that he leaks. Is that he says Star Wars is actually working on two different animated series. As we all know, Clone Wars is super successful. Yes,
Bad Batch.
yeah,
Yeah.
Bad Batch was great. Now, I've enjoyed Bad Batch. I don't think I've seen the last season yet, so I gotta get back on that. But, yeah, don't know what they are. There's obviously, internet full of assumptions and of what they could,
Mhm.
but yeah, supposedly Star
I
Wars.
mean, we have the Star Wars celebration that happens in April in Tokyo,
That's right.
so maybe that's when we're going to hear more about this two series that are possibly going to come out. Or are they going to do another Lego series,
Right.
something that I enjoyed watching was the Lego
Yeah.
series of 4
Now,
episodes, the Rebuilding the Galaxy.
I will say that was fun. I expected
Right.
I enjoyed that way more than I expected to enjoy that. Oh, Darth Jar Jar.
Right, and now you're talking about things that are gonna get kids in it, and also is being enjoyed by adults. Like that's something that I want more of.
Yeah,
Um,
no, after that, I would go for that. One thing I know it's not Star Wars I need to watch is that Marvel Lego one, with the Demo Man or Demolition Man guy. You know what I'm talking about? We talked
no,
about
I
it before it
don't.
came out. It's
Oh,
out now, but we haven't watched it yet.
oh, the superhero thing.
Mhm.
Okay.
And there's a Lego guy randomly on there. His superpower is only like demolishing things. Like he can like just tear things apart and that's it.
His
I don't
greatest
know.
nemesis is the Craggle.
Yeah. Oh, but yeah, that's pretty much all we got for Star Wars. Let's jump
Yes,
into some educated wish.
let's do it.
So, spoiler free, Wolfman. I've seen this over the weekend.
Okay,
Been super excited to see this. The trailers look great, which
it's a
obviously
remake. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Well, what I love about this is, the Wolfman that was I think it's black and white actually, the first one that came out, that was part
Okay.
of the OG Monsterverse, when they had Frankenstein, Dracula, and all that, the mummies. Uh, this is pretty much pays homage to that. Like because like you start out as a wolf man, which is more of a man who kind of like had a wolf turned into a wolf, but he was still very much a man. And then throughout the years, it was lichens, werewolves, and it turned more into like a giant beast of a dog or wolf, more so than a man. And it was, turning from a man to that. But this is very, very much so like the very original one. So it was
Okay.
great. There's a lot of very practical effects in this. The makeup, not a lot of CGI. Um,
Oh, we like that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I enjoyed this. It's not what I thought it was going to be 100%. I don't want to
Mhm.
spoil any of this. Thought the acting was very good. Um, I will say there is a very creative way. I don't think this will spoil anything, but there's a creative way to where you get to see him struggle through the transformations
Okay.
throughout the movie as it's continuously getting worse and worse and worse.
Yeah.
And I really loved getting to gradually see that where it comes to a scene and then another scene that he's different. But then
Mm.
what I thought was super creative was you see what the regular people like his wife and his kid that you see in the trailer, what they're seeing, hearing through their eyes and ears. And then in the same camera spin, it shows you in what he's hearing and seeing through his eyes as he's transforming. And
That's really cool.
it goes back and forth throughout the movie like that.
Okay.
And so
Yeah.
that was really cool. But yeah, how it plays out at the end, it's like, oh, it gets you in the heart. You're like, you know that had to be
Aw.
hard. But so it's a movie I'm not going to rage on about and be like, oh my god, this was the best movie ever. But it wasn't bad. I enjoyed
Mhm.
it. I'll probably watch it again sometime. Maybe one or two more
Okay.
times. That's about it. But
It's
yeah,
gonna eventually come to streaming and
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Like when it comes to streaming,
So
I'll probably watch it. But
do you suggest watching the original Wolfman before seeing this Wolfman?
if you're heavy into that stuff, I'm sure you probably already have, or at least
No, I
you
actually
know.
haven't, which is I
Okay,
yeah.
okay. So I don't think it's necessary, but I
Okay.
think if you do watch it, you have so much more respect for what they did in this. Because
Okay.
I will have to say, like, as a serious movie when it comes to werewolves, so Wolfman from the OG to this one, uh, the only closest thing you probably see it's more of a comedy thing is like, Teen Wolf, Michael J. Fox. He's more like a man, and that's not as realistic by no means. But
Mhm.
I
They
think
remade Teen Wolf as well, didn't they?
yeah, they made a TV show about it.
Oh,
Uh, yeah, and I think it was more on the serious side. I love Michael J. Fox. Like that's another '80s great '80s movie to me. It's just
oh
fun.
yeah.
But yeah, I think it's great. You can at least watch scenes of it, like on YouTube, just like some
Mm,
highlight scenes, and like you can really respect like what they did with this. I think so. It's fun.
okay.
It's definitely worth to watch. It's not a must see in theater movie. I'll tell you that. It's not. But
Okay.
yeah, it was good.
Maybe a Tuesday discounted day.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It would be. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Or if you're part of a movie club, which a lot of theaters are doing, you get your one free movie credit a month. It's worth that. So,
Oh, okay.
yep. So, let's see. Hunger Games: Sunrise of the Reaping. That's to cover the book. We obviously don't have uh a poster, nothing like that for it. It's nowhere near that by no means. But Hunger Games: Sunrise of the Reaping. The release date is November 20th, 2026.
I didn't
Uh,
even know that they were coming out with another Hunger Games.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes was the last one, which is a
Mhm.
prequel. We get to see,
Mhm.
President Snow and how that all came about and why he was young. Well, this is gonna take place of Woody Harrelson's character, Haymitch, on his 16th birthday, and it's about his reaping. Uh,
Oh, okay. So
yeah.
him throughout the Hunger Games and how he turned into an alcoholic.
Yeah.
That is
Now
mahogany.
we get to see what he went through and why it kind of molded him to be the person he is, along with obviously being a mentor and dealing with the capital and all that. But
Do
yeah,
you
sweet.
think? Do you? I'm sorry. I don't really know much about this book because I only read the original three Hunger Games.
Mhm. I don't
And then
know
I
it.
didn't. But do you think that in this one they're gonna have like flashbacks and they're gonna have like Woody Harrelson that's gonna be in it, and he's like you're
Mm,
gonna see Ford
I don't
flashes, I
know.
guess. I don't know, future flashes
Yeah.
of like his character and how he's like dealt with it, or like flashes of the original Hunger Games where
I
you're
think
gonna see him and then it's gonna
right.
tie into like why he's like that,
I
and
don't
that way
know.
you can see.
So I've not read the book. I think it
Okay.
would be kinda cool, maybe we find a scene where Woody Harrelson's talking about his past at the very
Mhm.
beginning, and then it just
Mhm.
kinda, like, fades back into whatever it is, and just leave it at
Yeah.
that. I don't think it needs to be, like, flashbacks back and forth. Maybe just at the
Mhm.
very beginning, first 5
Kind of like a
minutes.
Dexter where he's just voicing over. like as an older,
Yeah,
like
I don't
how
think they'll
they're
do
doing it with
that
Dexter right
just
now?
for the simple fact
Okay.
that all 4 of the other Hunger Games movies aren't like that at all, and,
Mm,
like which I know obviously the first 3 don't really matter because it's a different t it's not the same time, but they didn't do that at all with, Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, so I don't think they will. I think they'll keep that consistent.
okay. I don't
Yeah,
know. Okay.
I think it'd be cool if they do Woody Harrelson telling it, but also at the same time, that's also paying big dollar to just have him in it when they don't have to, because I don't think Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, I don't think they even showed any of the OG.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I
I
think
don't
it
know.
was
I
all.
still haven't seen it. Like
Oh,
I
I think it's good.
okay.
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
heard that
if
it's like a musical and it's not supposed to be a musical, but it kind of turns into a musical.
it's not a musical, but you love musicals.
I do,
Yeah,
but I don't know. I
it's
go
not a
into musicals with knowing it's a musical, and I'm
right,
like,
right.
okay, cool.
No,
Except for the only one that I didn't enjoy was La La Land, and that
sure.
was just me.
Okay.
Um,
Well, you know musicals more than anybody on here. And it's like when you watch this, you're like, this is not a musical. Like you'll know. It's not.
okay,
It's
okay,
not. No.
okay.
I mean,
There's
the
just
name of
probably
the
like
movie is
it's not
The
Joker 2
Ballad
either,
of
where it's like
Songbirds and Snakes. So there's got to be some kind of singing in it, but it's not a singing of telling a story
okay,
or continuing the story on. It's a scene where somebody's just singing a song.
okay,
Not about what's going on, just like a ballad of a old
okay,
wives' tale ballad type thing. So yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay. So kind of like the first Hunger Games when Jennifer
Yeah,
Lawrence was singing
yeah,
to okay,
yeah, very much
Rue
so.
when she passed.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, there you go.
yeah. So, or like when they're when she's singing the other thing too, well, and then people are shouting it too. They're kind of singing. Uh, was that main song that she sings? Are you Hanging Tree? Talking about the hanging tree? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Which
yeah.
and the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, you get to find out what the hanging tree is. But,
Yikes.
yeah.
Okay.
It's good. If you haven't watched it, you need to watch it for sure. I think
Okay.
everybody played who they played younger was really good too. But, yeah.
Mm.
Anyways.
And the girl that's gonna be playing Snow White is the main character in that,
Yes,
right?
yep. Uh,
Yeah.
yep, Lucy Gray is her, character in that. So, Terrifier 3, for all you Terrifier fans, will be, releasing Valentine's Day for all you
Oh,
horror star-crossed lovers out there, on Screambox. So, Terrifier, I think 1, 2 is already on Screambox now streaming, and Terrifier 3 will be releasing on Valentine's Day. So, if you're not
so
sure,
if you're not gonna go see,
yeah,
Captain America, you can watch this
yeah,
in your home.
or both. Have a roller coaster of a day. Something about superheroes and just something about murderers. But, you
Oh my
know,
God, that would be a wild day. I
yeah, it's a
would say that.
perfect day to show your love, I guess. I don't know. None of those have nothing to do with love, but they're both on
Oh no, no,
Valentine's
Terrifier
Day.
3 very much does have something to do with love. He has
Well,
like
okay, yeah, you're right.
his girlfriend thing that's in it.
Yeah,
I don't know, a soulmate. I don't know what you would call it, but that
yeah,
it's there is a love in Terrifier 3.
yeah. Some little fun fact. We usually don't talk about stuff that happens, outside of actors' lives too crazy, but I think this is kind of crazy and funny to mention. Timothy Chalamet, as we all know, played Bob Dylan in the movie A Complete Unknown. And in the London premiere, he actually rode his bicycle up to the red carpet, and fans like went wild about it. Everybody was crazy. Like it was cool.
Like
Timothy
a
Chalamet.
motorcycle?
No, like a pedal bicycle. I,
Oh.
yeah, yeah,
Oh.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay. Like a bike
Yeah,
bike. Got
like a
it.
bike, yeah, and so, like, everybody's like, "Oh, this is so cool," and, like, I've recently watched, like, an hour and a half, 2-hour interview with Timothée Chalamet. Dude's actually pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. But anyways, kind of a fun fact here, when he got off the bike to walk the red carpet, he did not park it in the correct place that the London police wanted to, and they fined him after the show $80 for misparking a bicycle.
A whole $80. Also, why do they not have like valet that would like
Yeah,
take his bike to where it needs to go or like I don't know. Like
I
if
don't
you're
know.
I mean, I guess that's why people just ride limousines or chauffeurs or whatever to
I
the
guess,
thing so
but,
that the
like,
chauffeur just drives away and you don't know where that car goes.
there's so
Like,
many people out there. This is a red carpet premiere, and y'all is worried about a bicycle parking? I mean,
I mean, it obstructs the traffic, right?
I don't know.
I don't know what kind of traffic's in London that
I'm just
right in front of
saying
a red
where
carpet premiere, but you know.
that police station in that area must have really been needing money that month. That's all I gotta say. Try to meet status quo,
I
or
mean,
make the
you
quota.
break
I
the
mean,
law, you
status
break
quo,
the
the
law.
quota.
You gotta pay the fine, right?
Yeah,
Like that's what we teach our kids. So,
yeah, yeah,
no one's exempt from the law. So,
yeah. Just careful where you park your
cool.
bicycles, folks.
Yeah, make sure you park it where it's supposed to be parked and chain it up,
Yeah,
especially if it's a Timothy Chalamet bike, which is
I'm sure it was not a cheap
probably
bike.
no. No, especially if people are like going crazy about it. It's probably blinged out in some type
Right.
of way, or it's like a gold like piping. I don't know, but I like how what can you do to a bike to pimp my ride? But but anyway, park your
Yeah,
bike where you need to park it.
yeah. You just can't park it anywhere. Just lesson learned.
Mm-mm.
So James Cameron, as we all know, has been working hot and heavy on Avatar: Fire and Ash.
Mm.
But he says that it is actually moving way quicker than he expected in production, and will be coming out December 19th of this year.
Was it supposed to
So
come out next year? Is that
I think originally it was, but he said
okay?
he's like production of it, and he's like it's going way quicker than he planned. I don't know if
Mm.
the date has actually changed or not. I didn't. I forgot to look that up, but
Mm-hmm.
their timeline, they're like way ahead of their timeline.
Well,
So
that's good. I mean, we always hear about things getting pushed back.
yeah, yeah.
Batman too.
And
So,
that's a
the
movie with a lot of CGI in it too, so, like, it makes you nervous, like,
hmm
is it moving along quickly because it's just the same quality, or is it being rushed? Because we all know James Cameron, he doesn't like his numbers being beat by Marvel, so it's a big year for Marvel,
I
so
mean, yeah, so maybe he's trying to do something. But like you had Avatar, which was great, and then they waited 10 years, and maybe that's why he's like trying to like hype up his movie and like push them out now sooner
Mhm.
than later because when Avatar 2 came out, it was like a whole 10 years later, and everyone's like,
Right.
why are we getting this now? Like you were supposed to
Yeah.
release this like 9 years ago.
And to me, 2
What's
did
going
not
on?
deliver on the level of 1, so
I still have yet to watch it because I kind of refuse at this point. Um, just because why? I don't know. I don't care about Avatar anymore. I'm
Mhm.
sorry. Like I have moved on in my life. I have grown into a different human being, I guess. I don't know.
Listen, learn, Matt Reeves. This is what happens when you put movies too far apart.
Yeah, your Batman is slowly diminishing on my level of care.
Yeah.
But things that I do care about is we got a new trailer a couple of days ago for Pixar's like their first ever original series. It's called Win or Lose. And if you guys haven't seen the trailer, it's actually really cute. I really enjoyed watching it because like in it they do the classic like all right, well, I mean, like not everybody can win, right? If
Right,
you win,
right.
someone's got to lose. So like how does that look? And it's mainly about baseball. And like obviously if one team wins, another team loses. So then you're
Mhm.
seeing all these characters kind of going through that anxiety. And then it kind of has that like inside out feel to it.
Mhm.
Where you see them kind of dealing with their emotions a little bit, but you don't have the actual emotions obviously in
Right,
it.
right.
But
We get
it
to see it
looks
from an
really
outside
cute.
perspective instead of an inside perspective.
Right. Right. And like in the trailer, you got to see this kid that they're like, "All right, it's all up to you. You're like either you're going to hit this ball and we're going to get a home run and then we're going to
Mhm.
win the game or you're going to completely like miss it and you're not going to get it." So then you're seeing him sweating and then he has this like little sweat monster that like comes up on his like little shoulder and you're like, "Oh, I remember when that was me." And then like later on in the trailer, it's an even bigger sweat monster. Now it's on his back, and you're like, oh,
I
I
love Pixar,
identify.
mostly.
Right.
Pixar's so good.
Uh, what's okay? Well, I mean, like I haven't seen anything from Pixar that I've just been like, unless we're
Yeah.
talking about Toy Story, because Toy Story is
Yeah.
Pixar, right?
Yeah, Toy Story's Pixar. Well, there's, like,
So
one
the
so,
the
like,
later.
a lot of people loved it, and it was actually a good success, but Elemental, it was Pixar too,
I
and
loved Elemental. It was such a
I
cute
I don't
movie.
know why, but it did not keep my attention like a lot of Pixar stuff does.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know why. I
But it's
hate it
like
because I really
that.
wanted to like it.
Yeah, and it's like
It's
that.
like
Good and evil, or like the opposites attract kind of thing, because you have
yeah,
the
yeah, Fire and Water.
fire and the water. That,
Yeah,
yeah. I don't know. I found that really adorable. I don't
yeah, I
know.
don't
I
know.
always love what Pixar does. I haven't been disappointed really.
Yeah.
So I know that I'm probably gonna really enjoy watching this.
To date, my probably top 2 favorite Pixar films are probably Inside Out and then Incredibles. I love The Incredibles.
Well, don't worry, because Incredibles 3 is
Right.
eventually coming
Oh,
down
I'm
the
here
line
for it.
eventually.
I'm so here for it.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
No,
but there
I love
No,
them.
go ahead.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. But along with sequels that are coming out, and things that we haven't really been hearing about a sequel, is Big Hero 6. There is
Yes.
a rumor that Big Hero
Yes.
6 is finally getting a sequel, because Moana 2 came out and it did so great in theaters that Disney is now like, maybe we need to give people what they want, and Big Hero 6 is what they want. And it's gotten really great traction as to
Yes.
like fans like, yes,
It's so
finally.
good.
So yes, absolutely. Another very much touching, just
Oh god,
all
yes.
like,
It gets me in my feels
oh,
every time I watch it, and that's one I watch over and over
yeah.
and over. But we
Mhm.
honestly probably should have threw that in the first segment because that is a Marvel property.
No,
Yeah.
are you serious?
A lot of people don't know this. A lot of people don't know this. Big Hero 6 is a Marvel comic.
You learned something new. I
Yeah.
how
A lot of people don't know that.
Why? How is it?
I love it when people bring up Big Hero 6 because like I'll slide that in there like, nuh-uh. They'll Google it. They're like, oh my god, I never knew this. Yeah.
How is it like in? Okay,
That,
I mean, I guess
that's
it's like
why
Elseworld or.
there's a nod to Stan Lee in that. Yeah.
Shoot. All right. Well, I guess new thing that I'm gonna watch at some point in time
Yeah.
this week when I have
I
the time is Big Hero 6 again.
I hate to misquote this because I'll probably be scrutinized in the comments if I misquote this, but I want to say Stan Lee's character is in this, and I think the guy who wears the suits that don't have powers that wants powers so bad, I think like while he's in his
Yeah.
suit, like on a street side or something like that, he like has a him and Stanley crosswords or something like that. I can't remember, but yeah,
Oh.
Stan Lee's actual character is in this, but yeah.
Dang it. All right. Well, Google, do your work, because you're about to get some work.
But also next on our list, Gladiator 2 will be coming to Paramount tomorrow. I don't know why I said Paramount like that, but yeah,
No, you're
Paramount.
you're super sophisticated.
Yeah, it will be coming out tomorrow. But anyways,
Oh my God.
yeah,
Stop.
kind of playing. But yeah, streaming tomorrow on Paramount Plus. And yeah, I think this was did Gladiator need a prequel or sequel, I mean? No. But was this a fun
Are they probably
sequel to
going to get
watch?
another sequel?
No.
Yes. They're talking about sequel. They're
No
talking about
way.
Gladiator 3.
Are
Yes.
they?
We talked about it a couple of episodes ago. Yeah.
Oh. Huh. Well, okay. I
The
don't
director
necessarily
literally said that he would do it.
okay. Yeah. I don't know if that's necessary at all. But but this was good. Like
But money.
for them
But
for
money.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, of course. But for them doing a sequel to this, I enjoyed it. I thought it was cool. Like I love them continuing the story of Lucius. If you haven't watched this when it comes out streaming, please watch this. It's good.
Yeah.
Paul Mescal did a great job in it, I think. You have the some original people in it from the first one. It was fun. It was good. It's entertaining to watch. So
Hmm.
please, but
Yeah. No, I mean, like, I'm probably gonna watch it. If not this weekend, then
mhm,
probably next weekend, just because now it is
right,
available for somewhere. I have a Paramount Plus membership, so I'm probably gonna actually watch this. I wanted
okay,
to, like, we actually saw that it was like something that you could buy, and then I Googled it real quick and I found out that it was coming out on the 21st, and I was like, well, I'm not
hmm
gonna buy it if I already am gonna
right,
get it. So
yeah, just days away, now a day away.
yeah.
But you want to wrap
But
us up with the last
something
topic?
that I have, yes, something that I have been talking about for like months on
Yeah.
end. finally has an in theaters date. Life of Chuck. It's finally
Yeah.
coming out to theaters on May 30th this year. So you have like May and July, and you got like so many things coming out. I'm so excited to see this movie. It's Mike Flanagan's, like it's more of a serious movie.
Mhm.
It's gotten a bunch of awards from the Toronto Film Festival where it was debuted. Very well, like talked about with the actors talked about it and they all liked it. Their families saw it. Um, I mean, the limited amount of people that did get to see it all really did enjoy it. Tom Hiddleston's the main Chuck um,
Two big reasons
guy,
why you should
so
see it. The director and the main guy.
and I mean, it's a Mike Flanagan, so you know you're
Yeah.
getting like Karen Gillian in it, and you're getting Mark Hamill in it. So his main people that he has in pretty much every single thing that he does, except for if it's Netflix, like The Haunting of Hill House. But he'll probably
Uh-huh.
have some of those characters probably in this too. I don't know. Um, but I love everything that Mike Flanagan has done. Doctor Sleep and The Haunting of Hill House, The Fall of House of Usher. I mean, I could go on and on again about Mike Flanagan, but I'm excited to see a not horror serious movie of his
Mhm.
before he does Clayface, and get that kind of like side of him to see
Right.
how that goes.
So
But yeah,
so just to throw it in so last time you talked about it, you said Mark Hammond. I'm like, "Who's Mark Hammond? That name sounds familiar." Mark Hamill.
Hamill, Hamill. I
Yes, yes,
keep on
yeah.
saying
And
Hammond, don't
before
I?
anybody says anything, it's Hamill. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Luke
damn it,
Skywalker.
Luke
Eh
Skywalker, not NCIS.
yes, yes,
There
yes.
you
Well,
go.
yeah. Well, I was like, NCIS? I was like, "Oh, okay, okay." But I just had to
No,
look it up. I'm sorry.
no, no,
Uh,
you're fine. Words are hard sometimes, and I
oh,
say Judd
we know
Nelson
it
when
is
I
for
mean
me.
Jude Law, and I'm
There's so many to
sorry.
remember out there. So many.
Yes, and it's easy as we saw last week when I was saying it was the mountain, but it was actually the hound.
Yeah.
The
One great
two
thing is our fans will
very
always help us out in the comments
yes,
when
and
we're
we
wrong.
enjoy that. Thank you
Oh, yeah.
guys so much for
Yeah,
keeping us honest. We really do.
for sure.
But you ready to get into some gaming?
Yes, I'm ready to hear it.
All right, so the first thing that we're going to talk about is something that we've been talking about that's been rumored that everybody's been kind of talking about in CES 2025, but the
Mhm,
Switch 2. Nintendo Switch 2 has finally released a trailer. So in this trailer, you get to see like the original Switch, and then they kind of transverse it into the Switch 2. So you get to see
okay.
like a lot of the changes that the Switch 2 has, and it's really cool. So this is going to have a 2025 release date. In the trailer, you get to see like the regular Switch, and then when they upscale it to the Switch 2, you can see that it has a bigger screen. Like they move the controllers out of the way, and the screen increases in size.
Oh, wow.
And now the controllers, on the Switch when like the normal Switch that we have
Mhm,
right now, the controllers slide in.
right.
These ones are like a snap in.
So it's like a release button probably?
Oh, sure. I guess it has to be some type
Yeah,
of like
yeah.
disconnect. But like even the controllers are bigger because if the screen is
Huh.
bigger and you need to like fit it into,
So I'm
the
actually glad the
sides.
controllers are bigger. So, like, one thing,
Yeah.
like, they feel weird in my hand for the ones that's out now. So,
Hmm.
like, I'm actually
Yeah.
super happy about that.
But we did get to see also that they are going to have the that same controller where you can snap the controllers into to make like one larger controller that you get to see
Mhm,
in that photo. We are going to get that still. So that's good. So I think that's good because like it's always so frustrating to slide those damn controllers back into the Switch to me.
mhm,
So for this to just be like a little plug and you get to know one's blue and one's red to show you visually which one's right and which one's left.
mhm,
The blue goes in the blue rather than like, oh, all right, this is the right side and this is how this is supposed to slide in and that one's supposed to go over here. So um, I'm excited for that. It is going to be backwards compatible for a majority of the games. They haven't come out with a list exactly of the ones that aren't going to be backwards compatible, but
mhm.
um, we do get to know that the majority of the games that the Switch has, the Switch 2 will also be able to play. So more information is supposed to come out on April 2nd. They're going to have a Nintendo Direct, which is like a event that they're going to hold. Um, and there's going to be like a hands-on type event that is going to be going around the world after that event.
Oh wow.
So April 4th through the 6th, it's going to be in New York. And then the 11th and 13th, it's going to be in LA. The 27th and the 25th through the 25th and 27th is going to be in Dallas. So if you're in any of those areas, you can go onto Nintendo's website and actually register. It's free. You
Okay.
don't have to like pay. So as long as you have like a little membership or whatever for Nintendo, you just register for it and you get like a ticket to go to the event and you get a hands-on of the
Get
Switch
the feel
2.
of it. That's pretty good
Hmm.
promotion, especially trying to push people to sales, travel around and
Right.
do that. That's cool.
Exactly. But it's going to be all over the world. So if you're not in the US of A, they do have in Toronto, which is still in North America, but it's, not in the United States.
Hmm.
So they have ones in Toronto, they have ones in Asia. They have them literally all over the world. So if you go onto their website, they'll tell you all those dates and places that you can go to. But the trailer also shows a new Mario game. It's going to be a little Mario Kart game. And it's a rumor that it's going to actually be open world rather than just
Oh, just
doing
on
the
the track?
tracks.
Oh wow.
Right,
Okay.
right. So I love open worlds like gaming things, like especially racing games. I love just being able to just like drive around and go see like new things like Forza I really enjoyed and Midnight Club 3
Hmm.
um are like two of the games that I will always talk about that are open world that I really enjoyed. So getting to see that a Mario Kart game is actually going to possibly rumored, right, to be open world. I'm really excited about that.
I, I hope that is. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Yeah. Super excited to
Yeah.
see if that actually is a thing. No word on like when that's going to be coming out. I don't know if it's going to be coming out with the actual Nintendo Switch 2 or if it's going to be coming out sooner. There really isn't any more information. Maybe we'll hear more about it on April 2nd, and then I'll let you guys know.
Nice. Heck yeah.
Um, the next thing that I want to talk about is Dragon Ball. They have a Sparkling Zero game that came out, I think, earlier this month or this year or whatever. So we got to have a guest on our show
Yeah.
that did Goku. So I'm pretty sure that she's also voicing Goku in this,
Okay.
or young Goku, however,
More
or
than
Gohan
likely.
even.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Stephanie Donnie.
yeah, because this is getting its first DLC that's going to be releasing in 3 days, so on January 23rd. And the DLC is adding 11 new heroes, so it's called the Hero of Justice Pack.
Okay.
Um, and in it, in the photo, that's the next one underneath. Yeah, that one. You do get to see that like Gohan is, I think. I could be completely wrong.
Yeah. Gohan's the yellow haired one. Eddie?
No. No,
No.
I don't know. But anyway,
I
I'm so sorry. I'm
know.
pretty sure
I
he's
know Gohan's
the
the son of Goku.
yeah, yeah, but I think she was only voicing the when he was a kid. I could be completely wrong.
Yeah. She
But
voiced the kid in the younger version of him, but not the adult.
yeah, and I think that's the adult one that is the
Yeah.
one that's coming to the DLC. So, um could be wrong that she's actually voicing things in this, but the DLC is coming with 11 new characters that you got to see on your screen. And that's coming on January 23rd. Um, so the next thing is that EA games, like EA Sports,
Mhm.
they're coming out with a College Football 26. And this is supposed to be coming out in the summer of 2025, so just a couple of months away. They just started talking about it, so I don't really know much about college football, but they did have a College Football 25 that came out last year, so this is the one that's going to be replacing that. So it's good to see always when like new video games come
Oh yeah.
out.
Yeah.
regardless if I play them or not.
And it seems like out of all the sports, like the Madden and the college football every year, like I think have such a huge fan base. Like
Mhm.
they'll probably be
Yeah, and
going on
FIFA,
forever.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's great, like, for, fans that
Oh,
care about those things, like me with Lego, right? Like, I like
right,
playing with Legos, but I also like playing video games, so here's, like, that mix. So,
right.
people that enjoy watching football, making their own teams,
And you can't tell me like
this is
all these college teams, like as you come and play for these college teams to get your real life person put on a game, that's gonna be pretty cool too, even as like a
yeah,
football player.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's gotta be awesome to be, like, regardless of, like, if you get to see yourself on the screen or actually,
Mhm.
like, play a video game of yourself playing the game, like,
Right.
I don't know, that would be actually pretty neat. That would be really cool.
Peak life right there. Peak life.
Yeah, yeah. So something that got leaked, that wasn't supposed to come out yet is a new
Oh.
Star Wars RTS game. So an RTS is a real time strategy type
Mhm.
game. So if you ever played Battlefront, the Star Wars game,
Mhm.
yeah, Battlefront, not Battlefield. I always get those two mixed.
Yeah, there's
But
1 and 2.
Battlefront, yeah, 1 and 2, that came out, that's an RTS type game. So they have a new one that had gotten leaked that's from Respawn Entertainment. And the title
Okay.
hasn't been announced yet, and every picture that we're showing you guys is all just kind of fan art of like what we think we might be getting. So you get to see some AT-ATs, and that's pretty cool. Um, but the title hasn't been announced yet. It's supposed to be announced during the Japan Star Wars celebration that we were talking about earlier, and that's April 18th to April 20th.
Mhm.
So we'll get more information about that. But this is aimed for like all of the platforms, so Steam,
Okay.
Xbox, PlayStation, even Epic stores. So um,
Just
super
like Marvel
cool.
games, I love Star Wars games, so I'm here for it.
um, And the last thing that's in the gaming news is Marvel Rivals. Yet again, we have a little bit of news come out about that. So we're supposed to be getting a Blade character released, and this is some concept art that got released with them saying that Blade is going to be coming out. Um, so we don't know for sure if this is what he's going to look like in the game or not, but we had that come out, and then we also do know that we're getting an advanced Spider-Man 2.0 suit
Oh,
that's supposed to be coming out on the 30th as well.
nice.
So
Heck yeah.
yeah. So all of you guys that play, Marvel Rivals, there's even more content and stuff coming out for you guys.
I still
Super
need to
exciting.
download it.
You'll get there. You'll get
I
there in your
will,
own
I
free
will,
time.
I will.
We got a lot of other things going on.
We do, we do.
So yeah. But that's it for gaming. You ready to get into some con spotlight?
Let's do it. So, Fan Expo MegaCon Orlando. Oh man, this is probably I'm gonna say it's probably the biggest fan expo show that I've seen. Besides like the big three on Comic Cons, this probably got
Mm-hmm.
the biggest celebrity lineup with a whole bunch of big celebrities. It was so hard to pick just five. But this will be taking place in Orlando, Florida, obviously. This will go on February 6th through the 9th. And
Mm-hmm.
the top five like celebrities I would probably go with. It was so hard to pick them. And I'm telling you right now, like go to the website that's at the bottom of the screen right now. Like there's so many. Like I think this con literally has somebody for everybody. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but Millie Bobby Brown will be on there because there's gonna be some Stranger Things cast.
Mm-hmm.
Mel Gibson's on there. I love my Lethal Weapon movies. Lethal Weapon movies are some of the funniest. Him and Danny
Yes.
Glover. Oh my god.
They're
And
supposed to
then
be serious, but yeah.
yeah, Joseph Quinn. As we all know, is going to be our Human Torch, but we have Stranger Things going on there. But he's going to be
Mm-hmm.
asked about Fantastic Four. Ella Purnell from Fallout will also be there, and then the lovely Katie Seagal, Jax Teller's mom from Sons of Anarchy, or Peggy Bundy from Married with Children, if you want to go back that far. But man, there's so many. Those would be like top 5 that I would probably want to see. I would like make my way see. There's actually I'm not
Mhm.
exaggerating when I say this. There's probably a top 15 I would want to see. And what's wild is
Yeah.
like I would probably be overwhelmed because typically your autographs go anywhere from $60 to $100 a piece. And I'm like,
Mhm.
man, that's a lot of money. It's like you want 15 autographs. So it's
And
probably a
if
good
you want
thing.
even photo ops, that's
Yeah.
even like
120,
additional.
140 sometimes.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So crazy. But there's so many great like attractions, events going on at this. I'm telling you right now, like check out the website. There's so many, too many to list. But if I had to pick one that I think would be the coolest, there's going to be an area that is called Fandom Cars, and they're actually going to have
No shit.
movie replica, like life size movie replica, the 1989 Batmobile that
Oh
Michael
man.
Keaton had from the movie.
Yeah.
It's going to be a movie replica DeLorean from Back to the Future, Jurassic Park Jeep, and the Supernatural Impala.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
and all of
I
these,
I
like,
would
you will be able to sit in them and get pictures inside of them and everything. It's not just to look at, like, you get to be
Are
around them.
you serious?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah. So you talking about, like, all so much nostalgia and, like, giving you well, I got chills just talking about those vehicles. I don't know why, but, like, they're iconic, and, like, to sit in those
Yeah.
oh, but yeah,
Mhm.
that would
Yeah.
be my
Oh my
favorite.
god. Man, that is God
Did
damn
you
it.
yeah. Did you happen to get a chance to look at the panels and see anything that
I
interested you?
did. So I didn't really get to see any panels because their schedule still hasn't come out yet for their panels.
Uh-huh.
Specifically, it said like to come later on and they'll have like a full schedule. But I did get to see that they are gonna have some gaming panels, and with me and my gaming,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
probably gonna be in there. Like if I was going to this con, I would definitely try to make one of those. But they have like four different actors from Breakfast Club. And if
Okay.
anybody knows anything about me,
I
I
love the
grew up
Breakfast
watching a
Club.
lot of it. So it's a 40th anniversary for the
Oh,
Breakfast Club. So
okay.
they're gonna have Ali Sheedy, Molly Ringwald, Judd Nelson, which is why I was thinking about Judd Nelson earlier,
On the brain.
and Anthony Michael Hall. So Emilio Estevez won't be there, but the big four, other four, will be there.
Yeah.
And they are going to have a specific photo and autograph opportunity for all of them. And they have like a yes, la 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 la. Anyway, so they are going to be doing that, and I think that one's on Saturday. That all four of them are going to be
Mhm.
together. So that was pretty cool. But the guy that I keep on talking about time and time again is also going to be there. So if Mike Flanagan has a panel, mm, you better be there because
Yeah,
I don't know if he's going to be talking about Clayface. I don't know what he's going to be talking about. He could be
right.
talking about Life of Chuck at this point, even because that's also coming out um, in May. So
Well,
they have like a whole horror section as well. They have all of these different sections of different panels, and Mike Flanagan is one of the people that is going to be there. So yeah, I would love to actually get to
oh,
meet
yeah.
or see Mike Flanagan,
Heck yeah. Well, here's the
because
other deal too, like, if you don't talk about one of those things, when it comes down to ask questions, just get up behind the mic and you ask him, and then he's forced to
yeah,
talk about what he will allow to
or
talk.
yeah,
Or he'll be
yeah,
like, "No comment."
and then you're like so
Yeah.
close.
But
um,
then you're gonna be that person that was asking what's on everybody's mind.
yeah, absolutely. But yeah, Mike Flanagan's going to be there for the horror
Mm,
section. So I really do hope that he does have a panel because I think that we could possibly get some cool information out of that
heck yeah.
in a couple of weeks.
This would be a great con to go to. Like, I wish I was able to go to this because this would be
And it's at
hella
Universal
time.
Orlando, so they have a whole like they have extra hours that they're going to have Universal open for like people that are going to this con. And I'm like, that's insane.
Nice.
I love
Yeah.
Universal.
I did not
Universal
see
and
the
Islands of
thing about
Adventure, so
I did not see the thing about the Breakfast Club, and, like, I'm over here in my head, like, arguing, like, "Would I go to that or the vehicles first?" Like, oh, that's such a hard
but the vehicles are always going to be there. Breakfast Club's only for a short time,
oh,
so you
you're
got to
right,
time
you're right,
manage
you are right,
accordingly.
yes. Because like, I would so want to go to both 100%, like, those would be neck and neck tied with, like, on a tier. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Man, I hate that I'm even missing this now.
I mean, honestly though, like how many times are these four gonna be together? Like,
I know. And it's the
it's-
40th. On top of that, it's only 1 year is gonna be your 40th. Like,
yeah, it's their 40th anniversary, and it's crazy to
mm,
think about that. Like, I grew up watching The Breakfast Club.
yeah,
God, yeah, love that movie.
me too. It's one of my top. It's definitely my top, like top 10 my 80s movies for so.
Hmm. Oh yeah, for
But yeah,
sure, right up there with like Top Gun.
that wraps us up for MegaCon Orlando, February 6th to the
Yeah.
9th. So, but yeah, I think that wraps us up for our host show. And next week we will be back to being on Sunday, and not on
And
Monday.
we're going live.
Yeah, our next one will
We're
be live.
doing our live
Oh yeah,
for
it's always
the
fun.
month. So
So make sure
yeah,
that it is. Let's see, will it be 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, 9 a.m. Pacific Time, and we'll be noon.
allegedly.
Yeah, then will be noon Eastern Time. So don't miss it. Jump in the comments. We read the comments. We throw them on the screen. We interact with everybody in the comments. So it'll be fun. We've grown a lot since our last live. So it's interesting to see who new might be in the comments that we've gained here recently. So, but yeah, that wraps
And
us
all
up.
of the people that we have gotten previously in the comments that are our old fans, if you
Oh
want to say
yeah,
that.
oh yeah. They make the lives worthwhile. Like the more people are in the comments and mingling with us on the topics,
Hmm.
we love it. That's what we're here for. So,
Yeah.
but we will catch everybody later.
Peace.